Oh man, look
Hey,
at here.
hey, hey, hey,
Hey,
hey,
hey,
hey,
hey,
hey,
hey,
hey.
hey, 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 hey.
What's
What
going
in
on?
the
What's going
world
on,
is
man?
going on? Ladies and
Oh
gentlemen,
man, I'm
man,
glad to be
can
here.
you believe it? Can you believe it? We are back. We are
Back
back. Welcome,
in
welcome,
full
welcome.
effect.
In full effect, Logic.
In full effect.
In full
We're back
effect,
in
y'all.
full
Ladies
effect.
and
Yes,
gentlemen,
sir. Yes, sir.
hey, we are still trying to recover from the Reef and KSolo official
My
ride
gosh.
to eat.
Mm, mm, mm.
What a weekend we had. Logic.
Yes.
What a weekend
Yes.
we had.
Oh my gosh. Had a grand weekend. Where
Had a
were
grand
y'all?
weekend.
Had a grand weekend. Had a
I
grand
know,
weekend.
folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, we had a ball at the Reef and K Solo ride to eat in Hammond, Louisiana. We were in Baton
Yes.
Rouge for the host hotel meet and greet.
Yes.
And it was an incredible turnout for Thursday night, for Friday night, for
Yes.
Saturday night. It was an amazing turnout. The family reunion continued. The family reunion is getting stronger and
And
stronger
strong
each
and
year.
getting bigger and getting bigger.
Shout out to my brother Sharif Asadiq, man. We had a
Yes.
ball. We did the thing. I have
Reef.
nothing but positive feedback from everybody. So, brother, we got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to keep bringing the people the ride to eat because they thoroughly enjoy themselves. If you attended the ride to eat, just give us a thumbs up and in the
Yeah. Yeah.
comments,
Oh,
leave us a comment.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
let the people
Absolutely.
know what type of time you had. You know what I'm saying? We greatly appreciate that.
I know
Um,
one thing. We swam with those bikes on Friday.
yes, we did.
We did swim a little.
We did a little swimming.
We did a little
Uh,
swimming.
you know
Shallow
that's
water.
how you got to do it down there. But it
Yes.
was warm rain. It
Yes,
wasn't
it
too
was.
bad. You know, I think we had maybe 50, 60 bikes roll out with us that Thursday. I'm sorry, that Friday
That Friday.
for
Yes.
the historic ride. Hey,
Yes.
Logic, turn your mic up just a little bit.
Okay. 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 Let me turn my mic up. Do. Is that better?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is that
sir.
better? All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
All right. All right. Yes,
Here
yes,
we go.
yes, yes, yes. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on
Tish,
in.
Tish. Oh man, she enjoyed herself. She was riding in the rain on that trike, man. No,
She
hey,
was
she won't
doing
hold
her
it back.
thing on that trike, man.
She wasn't holding back. I tell you,
No,
folks.
no, no. You better get out of her way. You
I
go
know
slow if you want to.
Russell was there, man. He had a great time. Derek Cobb was there, man. Everybody had a great time. Yes,
Yes, yes,
sir.
yes. Yeah,
Oh
the ride to
man.
eat
So
is
look,
a thing to do every year, first weekend in October. Yes, yes, yes.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And shout out to everybody who came, who bared the weather to come. We appreciate you. The RTE would not be what it is without you. And you know, that round of applause for you, everybody who came. And also, we
Yes,
want to keep
yes.
people in our prayers before we continue to show Logic. There's another storm, another hurricane
Yes,
pressing down on Florida,
yes,
Central Florida.
yes, yes,
Some
yes.
people are evacuating. We keeping you in our thoughts and prayers. The people in Nashville, the people in Tennessee, all of Georgia, all of the affected areas, we keep you in our prayers. We would be remiss if we did not acknowledge that. So
Right, right. Y'all
definitely
stay
take
safe.
care. Yes, yes. Stay safe out there because we want you to continue to be a part of the RTE family and continue to tune into this show. So look, folks, tonight we're going to be talking about couples that ride couples that ride together, separate bikes, and
And
two up
two up.
and two
Yeah.
up. Yes,
Hey man, I
yes.
want to say something. We have
Shoot.
somebody here watching from the Philippines.
What?
Get Suzette. First
Suzette?
name yes. She says hello. Then she
Suzette.
says watching from Philippines.
Thank you,
I, I,
Suzette.
I, I wanted to make sure that didn't say Philadelphia and I said it wrong.
Yes, shout out to Suzette. Watching from the Philippines. Thank you
Oh
very
my
much for
God. Thank
tuning
you for
in.
tuning in. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, without further ado, Logic, man, we got to go ahead and bring our featured guests in tonight.
Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have two couples that's going to be joining us tonight. Our first couple we're introducing is the Bells. They go by the D Bells.
The Bells.
D Bells. We're gonna go ahead and bring them in. I can see them in the green room just smiling.
There they
How y'all
are.
doing?
Hey there.
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Hey.
Oh yeah, the Bells. Please introduce yourselves.
Go ahead first, though.
Okay, I'm Sonny Bell. This is my husband, David. I guess you introduce yourself. Been riding for about 20 years. I ride right now a 2023 Road Glide Special.
Okay.
Enjoyed the ride to eat this weekend. Had a fabulous time. And can't wait till the next.
Outstanding. Awesome.
David Bell, D Bell. I've been riding for just over 50 years. Don't want to give my age way too much.
Well, you just did.
Yeah. I got a 22 Road Glide, a 17 Road Glide, and a 10 Road Glide, and I ride mostly the 22 right now. Got the other two on standby for right now.
Okay.
But like I was at the Ride Eat also, of course, and had a really good time. Solo and Reef, y'all really did it this time. It was a good time.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. We appreciate it. All right. And without further ado,
bring them on in.
Let's bring in the Tennessee 2.
The Tennessee 2. Without further ado, bring the Tennessee 2.
If you were at the RTE, you could not miss the Tennessee 2.
You couldn't.
They were having a good time right there where they were at. So look, without further ado, we're going to bring in the Tennessee 2. How y'all doing, Joe and Bear?
There they are.
We're doing good.
My Hoka, hey, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you would, please introduce yourselves to the audience tonight.
I'm Beverly.
My name's Joe.
I love it. But that's how we want it, though. That's how we want. Hey, folks, this is unscripted. We don't have a script here. We tell our guests, hey, we're gonna ask you a series of questions. Good luck. And then we just push them out the door.
Right.
But, tonight is gonna be a great show. The Tennessee 2 are a couple that pretty much rides 2 up. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on street bikes. Yeah.
Okay, on street bikes. Okay. Now, Bev, did you used to ride at one point in time?
I do. I have a motorcycle and I have a Vespa and a dirt bike, and so any long distances, any real amount of miles, I ride passenger.
Okay. Good.
That's good.
We were trying to get clarification on that. We do have a couple of photos of each of the couple, and we're just gonna kind of ask questions about those moments that you captured. But we're gonna jump right in this thing. We're gonna ask you a couple of questions about riding as a couple. How you two make it happen, how you make it work. Some of the good, some of the bad. Definitely want to hear about some of your stories that you are willing to share. If you don't want to share them, just trust me, I got some stories I don't want to share. So look, Logic, go ahead and start off with the build, and then I'm gonna work on the Tennessee 2.
You want me to hit them up? Look, how are y'all doing? I had an opportunity. We stood out there at the RTE and we spoke mainly almost about darn near 2 hours, just standing there. People going to bed, we still out there talking. So I got to know them two very well. So if I get to break the yoke and ask the first question, let me ask you. You ready? Y'all ready? All right. I'm gonna make it light. Because y'all told me a lot of your story already. But what I want to know, as a couple, I know individually you ride sometimes, but as a couple, do y'all set up like a bucket list? As a couple, do y'all have a bucket list, destination or dream rides that you're planning to do? Not individually, D-Bell, but as a couple.
Actually, we kind of do. I usually plan the rides, to be honest with you. Right. I do all the planning. But right now, like I said, my wife works. So when we do plan rides, I have to plan it around where she can work, because she can only get so many days off a year. So supposedly they have unlimited vacations, but if anybody knows about that, you know how that works. Yeah. Unlimited if you can get the time off. So we have a couple events we attend every year, RTE being one of them, that we're just definitely going to be every year now. And how's it? But our bucket list, oh, wow. We have a lot of rides we want to do once she retires, because right now it's really kind of hard to do them, because they take a long time to do.
Get there. Yeah.
You know, and like right now, even going to the Ride to Eat this last week, you know, we left last Saturday. We were not, even though it didn't begin, you know, to Thursday, we actually left on Saturday. And we rode to what we ride to the first day, Fort Walton Beach. Then we rode to La Place Saturday and Sunday. That's how we did our ride. And then we stayed in La Place for the rest of the week till Thursday. And then we came over.
We saw friends and family.
Yeah, we had some friends in New Orleans we saw too.
But as far as like bucket list things that I would like to do as a couple, I mean, we talked about going to Niagara Falls. I've been there as a kid a lot, and I haven't had a chance to do that as an adult. So I would like to ride there. I do want to see, recently I learned about Monument Valley from Snacks. So we were in Utah this summer, but we didn't have time to go there, because he had mentioned that, you know, he wished that we had more time to see that, because it was magnificent from the pictures that I saw. And I also saw like Apple TV has these screensavers, and they took a drone and flew over the entire Monument Valley. So I want to see that.
Wow. Okay.
And we talked a little bit about going to Crater Lake recently.
Yeah,
that's one place. I don't know if you can ride there. It looks like you have to hike to really.
Crater Lake or the biggest crater?
No, Crater Lake.
Crater Lake.
Okay.
Like Meteor
Oregon.
Crater.
Oregon. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I know about the Meteor Crater down in, I think that's in Arizona.
No,
yes, sir. I've been there.
This Crater Lake. So it's,
okay.
A long time ago, I saw something about our TV and decided, I want to go there.
Because what usually happens, like we've had a few places we've wanted to go. Like for instance, the other year we were in Wyoming, wanted to go to Yellowstone. We couldn't make it because she had a work assignment.
Trapped in meetings. Yeah.
So at least we did get. Well, like I said, I'd been there before, but she didn't want. Well, she wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, but she said, "I don't have time." I said, "Wait a minute, we in Arizona. We going to the Grand Canyon." Tell those people, they're gonna have to wait today.
We did Devil's Tower. We did Crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Mount Rushmore. So places like that. Those were dream places, and he knew that I wanted to do these things, and he would kind of push me to just step away from that computer and say, "Tell your coworkers not today. I got something to do." Like the Route 66 museum. Yeah. He was like, "Nope, shut it off. We're going." So I'm glad that he pushes me to kind of take some time out for myself and for us actually to see things together.
Okay.
So those are a few bucket list places.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's good.
Okay.
Tennessee. Okay. Go ahead. So go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have another question?
No, not another question. No. I was gonna let the Tennessee 2 try to answer that question.
Go ahead. I was getting ready to hit them up because
I like that name. I like that name, Tennessee 2.
Awesome name, man. That's an awesome name. But I know that Joe and Bev, you two have written all over the place, a lot of scenic areas. You've been to oh good Lord, how's it gonna come to a brain fart? The burger joint that we go to all the time. Out there. I know you've been out there. Now that same question to you two. How do you come up with it? What destination are you planning to go to and see? You've been to a lot of places.
Well, kind of when we very first started, we used to do the ABCs of touring through Harley Owners Group, and that got us moving a lot, seeing different things. And then we go and see a bunch of national parks and state parks. And then just some other stuff. Sometimes we just find stuff by accident, even, or word of mouth, different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like to do something different every year. We like to go somewhere that we've never been before. Yeah.
Which we've been to all 48 lower states.
Okay.
7 or 8 Canadian provinces or something like that. Never been to Alaska yet, but that's on our bucket list.
We were supposed to be in Alaska this year, man.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be in Alaska this year. But you two, Uh, now, I know the scenic routes. I've seen a lot of your pictures. I've been trying to pull some of them up. And then you also ride the scooters, right?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got him on this one, man.
You got
so
him.
so tell us a little bit about the scooter adventure, because you're getting ready to take a scooter adventure, right?
I am. I'm going to do the scooter cannonball, the 2025 cannonball that leaves Seaside, Oregon to San Padre Island.
On the scooter, y'all. On the scooter.
On the
Right.
scooter. Now tell us the
300
CC. Tell us the CC class. That's what's amazing.
I think it's about 4,000, 4,500 miles, something like that.
Right.
7 or 8.
Wow.
I have a Vespa 150. It's blue with like metal flake paint. It's really nice. I can
Okay,
go
yeah.
almost as fast as Joe. Like my top speed is like 67.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Mine
On the
was
scooter,
Okay.
y'all.
75,
On the
80,
scooter.
something like that.
Okay.
On the scooter.
Okay. Now
We talked about
now-
that at the RTE, and I was like, on the scooter. I kept on saying it. On the scooter. On the
We
scooter.
talked about it with him
Yeah.
too. I thought that was cool.
I know, right?
I've had to put an auxiliary tank on mine because mine will suck the gas at speed.
Right,
It's about
right,
70.
right.
It only gets about 50 miles a gallon. So otherwise, we're looking for fuel every hour and a half or two or something like that. You know?
Wow.
Right.
wow,
Now,
wow,
folks,
wow.
that's the difference right there. I know we were talking about couples riding. We're trying to piece it together about where riders like to go, what they like to see. Now, when it comes down to riding as a couple on two motorcycles, Dave, you got two of everything. You got maintenance on two of everything. You got sets of tires on everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
talk to us about that. Kind of share your experience with that. Is it two ESPs? Is it two wheels and tire plans?
All of that.
Too. I basically do the maintenance on the bikes. Like I say, when it comes to changing tires, well, I don't have the tire plant. Hey, I never get flats. What can I say?
Please.
Oh,
Knock
see,
on
now he
wood,
shouldn't have
knock on
said that.
wood.
You should have said that.
Hey, folks, you heard him say it, right?
Lord.
So yeah, it's two of everything, and like say, so of course 2 tanks of gas, everything. But I do the maintenance on the bike, so I always change oil. In fact, I'll be changing oil on both bikes again really soon here after the rides, eating a couple other rides. But it's it's not really that bad. The maintenance, like I say, I do my own maintenance, so the price is not really that bad. When we go to gas stops, I usually fill up, both bikes and everything. But the mileage on them is pretty good, I guess. So if you average it together, it averages out to about 20 miles per gallon when you put both bikes together. If you get about 40 a piece, depending on how fast you ride. So we don't ride that fast. Normally we cruise about 75, 80, mostly 80.
Right.
Anyway, and
I ain't gonna talk about me. I ain't gonna talk about how fast.
yeah, we saw
we
it.
saw
We
you.
saw you on Facebook.
We saw your little debacle.
Sorry.
Get a performance award.
Ticket.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
I don't want to come back on me for joking about it. I hope you didn't.
Right,
Did you really
right.
get a ticket, Logic?
hey, we almost got one this morning. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
We were coming from Tampa this morning. Quick story short, and we ran into some really, really bad traffic. There was a bad accident. God rest the soul. I know the person didn't survive, but you could tell by looking at the accident, unfortunately. But so we took us like about an hour and a half to go 2 miles. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
And I kept seeing this car on the shoulder just sitting there. I kept telling Sonny, I said, you know what? I really feel like taking this shoulder. We can get around this. But I kept seeing the car just sitting there. And then Sonny pulled over because she said, look, I got to take off something
I
because
had
I'm
on
too
that
hot.
merino wool because it was a little cool, and little did I know we would be trapped in that traffic. And by the time we really got into it, I was burning up, and I was like, listen, I got to pull over. So I took off my wool top, and by the time we got back in traffic, we realized when he passed us, it was
a sheriff.
So
he was waiting for us to take that shoulder.
Unmarked?
He was waiting for us. Oh no, it was marked, but you couldn't tell because it was dark outside. This was at about 5 o'clock this morning. It was dark outside. All I could do was just see his headlights. I kept wondering, why is he just sitting on that shoulder like that? But he was behind me. And I was like, I'm waiting for him. I was like, why won't this guy just move and I'll follow him or whatever? But as soon as we pulled off, he went ahead, of course, because he couldn't keep moving. He went ahead and got back on, and it was the sheriff. I'm like, yeah, that's a good thing I didn't take the shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah.
And and when you think about that, when you're riding either two up or you're riding side by side, and I know the tendency too, y'all, you ride sometimes side by side, and you think about the tickets, the police, and everything. It's one thing to think about yourself,
Right.
but when you have your spouse, either or, if the wife thinking about her husband, the husband thinking about his wife to protect her, you got to think about that. If I'm flying and she's behind me, is she keeping up with me? Or I got to think. I don't want because if one get a ticket, both getting a ticket.
Yeah.
So those are things I believe you have to think about when. And now y'all can tell me, because my wife doesn't ride. We always ride two up. As you riding side by side, you got to think about that. Everything is double. The food, the maintenance, everything is double.
Oh, yeah.
When you ride like that.
Yeah. Well, but I'm pretty sure Joe and Bell would tell you. I mean, if you ride two up, the food is still going to be double.
Oh yeah, the food's still gonna be double.
the only thing you get out of it is that double maintenance.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a question. Joe and Bev, I mean, how is it from your perspective of riding as a couple on one bike? I mean, do the tires wear faster, gas mileage, even come down to hotels, everything, the whole gauntlet of it?
Yeah, basically the bike's loaded all the time. You don't have a whole lot of room to pack when it's both of us. You got two saddlebags and a tour pack.
Hers, his.
Yeah, hers. Got a little,
That's right.
little pair of overalls.
Hey, Bev, no, Bev, speak up, Bev. It don't work like that, does it?
I have to learn to be very efficient.
Okay.
When I do ride myself, like whenever we're going somewhere and I'm on my own vessel, on my own scooter, Joe makes me go in the front, because obviously my skill level is not quite his skill level, obviously, so he can keep up with me. So
right.
I have to do all the navigating and all the going first, so that
okay, because that's one of our questions, right?
Yeah, that because I don't want her to be like trying to keep up with me and riding over her head. So it's easier for me just to let her go first. That way, if we get lost, it's her fault we got lost.
Oh, okay.
I want to do it. That's a thought. That's a good one.
No.
Who's running navigation, though? I mean, who's running navigation?
I do on my own.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
But normally, if I ride passenger, I always have multiple navigation apps running on my phone, and I do a lot of shoulder patting and saying,
"Oh,
you need
okay,"
to turn this side, or you need to turn this side. So, like, I'm.
So, what about headsets? Do y'all wear headsets where y'all calm?
We have seen this.
Yeah,
that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
And that was a game changer. That really made life a lot easier when we finally went to that.
Because Joe has a hearing deficit, so it was always me screaming into his ear, and then half the time he couldn't hear. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the Bells. I know the Bells have headsets.
Oh yeah. So we use the Cardo systems, which we really like. This latest version, love those. Yeah, Cardo Edge.
Yeah, we've been through. Well, now we started off with the Cena 10s, then we went to the 30s,
then the 50s.
Before we got the 50s, we went to the Pack Talk Bold.
Oh yeah.
Then we went to the 50s, and now we have the Edge. And out of all of those, the Edge
is a clear winner.
Is a clear winner of all of it.
Yep.
So I've had experience with them, and I used to would defend Cena, top to bottom, and people with Cardos, I said, no, the Cena's better. And I'll still say the Cena is easier to use. But the Cardo, as far as the clarity, the noise cancellation,
and the ability for other people to hear you, they have no idea. Like, I called one of my coworkers this morning and let her know I was going to be late for our morning call. And she didn't know I was on a motorcycle. Most people don't. And it was raining cats and dogs. So that plus the pipes, she didn't hear any of that. So that's one of the reasons why I really like that headset a lot. And as far as navigation, David will have his Garmin, what is it called? A Zumo?
The Sumo, yeah.
Zumo. He'll have two phones. I use right. Yeah. He has a Samsung and an Apple phone, an iPhone. so that if one doesn't pick up, the other one will.
Yeah.
And then also the Samsung takes better pictures. So
Yeah, the
people say, I
Samsung
like
does
an
take.
iPhone.
Yes, the Samsung does take better.
And
It's
better
true.
you know what?
pictures.
Get
That's
outta
the same
here.
one I have. But you know what?
Get out of here.
The-
Get out of
the
here. Hey,
iPhone
man,
is even
what's
better
up with these
than
shameless
the-
plugs? Oh, man, I mean, who's the photographer in the group? I mean,
And she said it, the Samsung.
I know right now. Let me get that 16 on you. Let's see how this pans out.
I have a
Oh, my
bougie
goodness.
question. I have a bougie because my boy.
we're getting questions. We're getting questions left and right, dog.
My boy Swole put something up there, and I ran into this too. So when y'all riding, this is for both couples. When y'all riding, bougie question: when you stop and you gotta stay overnight, what type
You
of
know the
hotel
answer.
y'all staying in? Are
You
y'all
know the
staying in
answer.
a little short? Are y'all sleeping on the side of the road,
not
or you
doing
gonna
no
find you a
driving.
nice? Look at
at
Bev
Bev.
right now.
No bed bug.
I know what Joe is. We okay.
Now, I'll pull a Hoka hotel by myself, but Bell's version of camping might be a Motel 6 or a Super 8 if she's slumming, you know.
Right.
Normally it's a
Bev
Holiday
she
Inn
said,
or
nah, ain't gonna happen, Captain.
No, I'll ride as many miles as he wants to, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna get a hotel.
See,
Right.
I do that. I do it.
Oh man,
Now,
I'm loving this. I'm loving this, folks. I'm loving this.
I know Russell is on the podcast listening because he is my advocate for me wanting to go camping. He's every chance he gets, he tells David all the time, take that girl camping.
I do.
So,
Camp Marriott is a beautiful place.
but I want to go camp. I mean, I want bougie camping.
get no
Don't
help
send
on
me
the
out there with wolves. I need glamping.
I can't get
Yeah.
no help on camping, man. You guys just got me out there all by myself.
No,
No,
I
but,
mean,
hey.
you cook some steaks now. Like we saw you online that time when you were out in the woods cooking steaks. I think you had lobster or something.
I had some crab legs. I had some steak. I had some stuffed baked potatoes.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
listen,
what I'm
I can put myself to sleep too,
Yeah, but
my goodness.
I got a question, and this really is for Bev and y'all over there. I ride two up. Now, when you riding and you run into bad weather, now everybody see you start, they see you finish, you're doing great. What kind of things is Bev saying to you in your ear when the weather gets bad?
we kind of wear climb gear and stuff, so we normally don't stop for weather anymore unless it just gets so bad. You know, if it gets depending on if we're needing to get home or needing to get to a destination. You know, we have just caught it early at 2 or 3 o'clock.
We went to Hoagie Carmichael's event a couple months ago, and I didn't have climb on, and we got in rain, and it was getting like 5 in the evening, and I was starting to get cold, and my pants were wet, and my shoes were wet, and we were just in Abington, Virginia, which is just like 3 hours or something from our house. But we stayed overnight, one more night, so that I went to sleep. We dried our stuff, went home the next day. It was a totally different experience, not freezing cold and suffering than it was the night prior. And if you can, time-wise, I would say just stop and sleep, and that way you can actually enjoy the following day.
Okay. All
right. Because I know First Lady. I told people that when we did our epic ride, we riding all up in Maine and everything. They said, "Oh, y'all did that thing on that." I said, "Y'all don't know the kind of thing she was saying to me in my ear."
Now, I love my heated gear. I've had blisters in my arms from heated gear, but I really do. I appreciate my heated gear. I have the full pants and the full jacket. And then you just put your climb on over the top. And I greatly appreciate heated gear. I can't recommend that enough.
Now that we're talking weather conditions, we're talking long hours in the seat. What's been your couple, both, this is to you both, what's been your most challenging ride as far as the weather, as far as just the distance, the heat? Maybe you just found yourself in the middle of nowhere and had to sit there and just say, what are we doing? Share it with us, please.
Oh,
I'll let you go.
Okay.
I haven't.
Lake Tahoe. So we were on the way to Lake Tahoe in, was it 20? What year was that?
That was 2022.
It was a few years ago. And I had I had been in some heat in Texas before, and I was complaining, but for some reason, I guess we were looking for some kind of landmark or something, and we get to one visitor center, and it's closed. Now it was already hot. I was already sweating my butt off, and by the time we got to that one visitor center, it was closed, man. And then I don't know. He told me the temperature. I looked at the temperature, and it said 109, and I was like 109, and I was thinking, how much farther do we have to go? So we get to the gas station. And I'm burning up whatever, and I'm trying to hydrate or whatever, but it just wasn't working. And that 109 is really tame now that I've been riding since then. That's not even as bad as it has been. But at that point, I was like, listen, somebody's going to come get this bike. You're going to figure out a way to help me get home. 'Cause I'm not doing it. And some man was at the gas station. He was looking at me. He was like, ma'am, are you all right? Are you? I was like, no, I'm not all right. I want to go home.
That's where it was. We were in Nevada. We were on our way to Lake Tahoe. We were in Nevada.
Love it.
Nevada Welcome Center, and it was during COVID, so that's why the Welcome Center was closed.
Yeah,
and she just.
It was just the fact that we had been riding in the heat, and it seemed like it was unrelenting, like it just would not let up. And I mean, I hear the other day that our friend Boston said she was like in 120 degrees. I was like, who does that voluntarily? And that it sounds like that's like the norm, but with global warming and whatever. But at that point, I was just
that's
like,
Arizona.
Yeah,
that's Arizona. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Joe Bev. I'm sorry. I got a little delay here. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that since then, we've learned other tricks to deal with the heat. Like, I was at that time I was wetting my mesh jacket, which it didn't last any time. But we have like the vest that you soak in water and you put it up under your jacket. That gives you like a little AC.
Yeah,
right. So staying hydrated, dealing with the electrolytes and stuff like that. So I've learned better tools to deal with the heat. I'm not saying I'm a fan of dealing with the heat, but I can tolerate it better than I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Joe and Bev, I know of course y'all did the 48. Tell us about one of your most memorable trips. Either it be going north, either it be going west, east, or south.
Well, recently, I don't know if this is the most memorable, but we were on scooters on the Natchez Trace, and we always try to do like a long weekend on Memorial Day weekend. So we took scooters to the Natchez Trace, and we reserved a bed and breakfast midways in the Natchez Trace. The first day we rode south, probably around 250 miles. We went back to the bed and breakfast, and then the following day we went north, which is to the Loveless Cafe. And so, of course, Joe makes me go first. So we're doing well. Everything is fine, and we are. He starts flashing his lights. We've been to the Loveless Cafe. That was our one big destination for that trip. So he starts flashing his lights and pulls up around me, and he's like, "Something's wrong with my scooter." And I said, okay. So we got close to like a pull off, like a parking area, and like with a bathroom and stuff. So I pull off down in there, and he whizzes by me, and I see this black stuff fall out from underneath the bottom of his scooter, and I was like, what was that? So I got off my scooter, and I picked it up, and I put a piece of it in my pocket, and I rode down there on my scooter, and I showed it to him, and I said, "This is what came out from under your scooter."
Yeah, it shredded my belt.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
So we were probably only about 15 miles from the Loveless Cafe at that point, and we had very limited cell phone service, and our bed and breakfast was about 90 miles away. So Joe was like, "Take your scooter and ride back and get the truck and trailer." And I said, "No, I'm not going to do that. I said, you take my scooter and then you come back. He said, I'm not leaving you here. He said, let's both ride your scooter. I said, that's a disaster.
Right.
Yeah, both of us on a 150 Vespa. No. So we got an Uber, and it was an 88-mile Uber ride after we tried it.
Ooh.
Yeah. First we called roadside assistance.
Right.
I've got Hall, roadside assistance, through Farm Bureau. I've got it about 3 different ways.
Right.
And all they would do was going to take the bike to the nearest dealer, which was in Nashville, and closed till Tuesday. This was on a Sunday.
Well, oh, wow.
Ooh.
Wouldn't have done any good.
No.
Right.
And I was like, well, can't you just take me to the Airbnb? And they were like, oh, yeah, we can do that. No problem. I was like, okay. You know, she said, oh, we'll just have to charge you a little bit for it. I was like, cool, whatever, you know. She said it'll be $964 to haul both scooters 87 miles or something. I said, no, thank you, ma'am. We'll figure something else out.
Thank you for your time.
Wait a
Thank
minute.
you for your time.
Yeah.
$900.
That recovery plan is not good.
We got Ryan in his Camry, and he took us like a NASCAR driver on the Natchez Trace, 88 miles back to our Airbnb, our bed and breakfast. And so I just think whatever happens, as long as you have, you know, I heard somebody say the other day, a credit card.
You gotta have a credit card's the best toolkit you got.
And a cell phone and have service. You'll be okay.
But we probably took the world's. I mean, we probably ought to have a world record for the longest Uber ride ever. I mean, and probably the fastest speed on the Natchez.
Yeah.
I mean, he never got under 70 on the Natchez Trace.
Yeah, but we appreciated it. Didn't complain at all. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And our scooters were still there when we got back.
Yeah, we changed them.
That's good now. Now that's good.
And actually, when we were like gone in the Uber, another Hey guy, Mark Hodge, rolls in, sees our scooter, and takes a picture and posts it later. And we were like, we must have just missed you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we thank y'all for joining us on this evening, episode 6. What do couples do when they ride?
Hey, listen, we're just getting started, folks. We're just getting started. But hey, we're gonna have to take a break. We're gonna jump over from Facebook on over to the YouTube channel. So, folks, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Join us over there on YouTube for the rest of the show. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. We're back. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks, for joining us tonight. Tonight we have Joe and Bev, the Tennessee 2 out of Tennessee, and we have the Bells, David Bell, and Sonny. I be killing. I apologize, Sonny.
Just call me Sonny. That's what they call me in the country. Sonny.
But hey, folks, we're having a good time tonight. They have been sharing some of their stories with us on their travels. They've been telling us about their maintenance plans, some of their horror stories, some of the good, the bad, the ugly of it all. Riding up, what they ride. The Bells ride road glides. I call them the twin road glide. One is only thing is different colors. It's a little different color scheme.
Well, different. It's more than that. Mine is a road glide special. His is a limited. So we just
okay. Yeah. But you have them set up almost identical though.
Yeah, I mean, I had to have a tour pack because he told me I was weighing him down. So he said,
hers, he is.
Right, yeah, you have to. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I have to ride.
Right. Hers, he is. And Joe and Bev. Joe, what do you ride again?
We ride a 20 Road Glide Ultra.
Okay, he got a 20
Okay,
Road Glide.
okay.
Yeah, and you two also ride Vespas, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now and Bev, you have a street bike, you said.
Yeah. And we also have dirt bikes. I have a
And they
They
dirt
have
bike
dirt
ride.
bike, and they have dirt bike.
That's a different
Yeah.
perspective
Yeah.
from dirt bike riding because
Yeah.
you're going through trails, backwoods. Who takes point? Who's the one say we're gonna go through this mud hole, up this ditch, up this down this trail? Who takes the lead on that, Joe?
I'll make her lead too. That way, if we ride into something rough, it's her fault, not mine.
It's your fault. He finds a way to get out of. He's like, hey, you can't blame me. You can't blame me.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm taking notes. I got my
Yeah.
pen. I'm taking notes. You take the lead.
Me too. I'm thinking.
The way we need to go.
You take the lead and I'll follow.
Take a left right here, right?
Yeah,
Okay, you're
man.
leading, you
Oh
just
my
go.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Folks, listen, we're having a good time tonight.
Yes, sir.
This is a topic that we want to readdress, Logic. We want to keep this particular segment of the program going because there's some other couples out there that I would love to bring on to share some of their stories. The Asadiks, Sharif and Joyce, I would love to bring them on because they just had a horror story. John and Carl, I would love to bring them on because hey, you lose your GoPro at the host hotel. Guess what you got to do when it's found? You gotta go back and get it.
Yeah.
Bring Pastor E and First Lady on here. They ride together.
Yes. So we're gonna make this a part of our normal lineup of having couples on, sharing their rides, their adventures, their journeys, their ups, their downs, the highs, the lows. Because folks, riding a motorcycle is probably one of the greatest feeling of freedom that you're going to get. And when you're riding with a couple, when you're riding with your partner, your loved one, and you look over to your right or you look over to your left and you see them, it makes you feel good. Or when you're sitting behind you and every now and then, Bev, do you give him that big old squeeze a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you're doing
good. Okay.
Like I'll say you're doing good. You're the best driver I've ever seen in traffic. Yeah.
I get the massages. First lady massages me because she knows where I be hurting. I say yes. When she's not on the bike, I'm like, where you at?
So Logic.
Yes, sir.
Not to take away from our two featured couple here. Since you do ride what's been one of your most adventurous rides? Share it with the people.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would think that our first epic ride that we did wasn't on the Road Glide, it was on the V Ride. And people thought that the V Ride couldn't go across country. Me and First Lady got on that V Ride. We wanted to go. We rode from Dallas to Key West. We went from Key West to Ocean City, Maryland, where we went to the men and women who love to ride motorcycles. We went from Ocean City, and at that time, I just meeting people, and they was trying to tell my wife, "Don't get back on that bike. Your husband's crazy. Don't get back on that bike." She got back. It did not have a backrest. We rode from Ocean City up to Maine, up into New Hampshire, through Vermont. That's where she told me she wanted to get off the bike. And I said, how you gonna get home? She said, call me an Uber, helicopter, cab. I don't care. I'm not getting back on that bike. So on the Katy Stark Trail, she was in the restroom for 2 hours because she wasn't going to get back on that bike. So I just left her alone and let her calm down. That was our most epic. That was the most epic, challenging one. Once we got the Road Glide, I mean, it was going through the Midwest and Tennessee and Iowa and all. It was gravy then, but that ride on that V Ride was something else. So
now Joe Bev and David and Sony, have you two had that experience where one of you just said, you know what, I'm done, this is it?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we were headed home from
Lake Tahoe.
From Lake Tahoe.
Headed home from Lake Tahoe. Had it going, now coming home.
So one thing was he had some bike trouble.
I had a bad fuel injector. It had a fuel injector went bad. And if you rode the bike fast, it would go. But once you tried to slow down, it didn't want to run. So she kept saying, "Why you keep going so fast?" I got to go fast because the bike won't run if I don't go fast. But before that, what happened? We were in Colorado when it was really messing up. It was, I guess, about 200 miles out on 70, 200 miles west of Denver. And then we got caught in this jam right when I was getting out the gas station. Like, what's going on? We're sitting there waiting in the traffic. And what happened, there was a mud slide on 70. So 70 was closed. So I'm like, well, how we get out here? So we had the detour. The detour we took was through Independence Trail.
Independence Pass. But we were told there were two options. We could go Independence Pass or some other option. The whole thing was like dirt roads. So we're like, okay,
wow.
Independence Pass.
I didn't know anything about Independence Pass.
I don't know what Independence Pass is. Okay, fine.
Right.
So we get out there and it's one lane. Like there are 18 wheelers.
No, 18 wheelers couldn't go on. I remember.
Oh no,
Nothing
there were
over
trucks or something.
Yeah, regular trucks. Yeah.
Anyway, it was one lane up against a mountain, and it was no guardrails. It was all curvy, changing elevations and everything. And I was already nervous because I was like, "Hey, we're not gonna get to Denver until really late." So I'm like, going or whatever. And then it started to get cold, so there was that. And then on the side of the road, I'd see like a group of what I thought were hairy deer. I was like, why are those deer so big? Why are they so hairy?
Hairy deer.
They were elk, but I was like, I never saw an elk before. I thought it was a huge deer. It was a family of them just waiting to jump out.
Okay.
So, we saw that sun setting. It's getting colder and colder. And I told him, I was like, listen, I know we're supposed to go to Denver, but I think I'm about to find another hotel, and we're gonna have to stop here for the night. So I told him I'm just stopping. So I get to a hotel. I ask them if they have a vacancy. No vacancy. They give me another hotel, and we stay at that hotel, which was a rat hole. But it was like $300 a night or something.
For a rat hole.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I don't care. I'm staying here.
And then she was like, "Look, you're gonna have to find a way to fly me home and ship my bike home." I'm
See?
like, no, you're right.
Yeah. I think that was. Did I get a challenge coin for that one? For Lake Tahoe, maybe that was Deadwood.
I don't know. Well, she was mad about on that trip. Lake Tahoe borders Nevada and California. She's like, you know what? We went to Lake Tahoe and I never rode to California.
Right, on that trip I didn't because I was trapped in meetings for work.
Yeah, because she rode on the back with me. We went to Yosemite. She rode on the back with me. Now that's another thing. Sometimes when we go on trips, if she doesn't feel like riding, she'll go ahead and jump on the back with me. She'll leave her bike at the hotel and jump on the back with me. She will do
on
that.
The Dragon, I was like, I never rode this before. I was like, I'd rather you ride me and let me see how it is, and then later I'll do it. I still haven't done it yet. That's a goal. But yeah, I will jump back.
Right. Now, Joe? To my hog director out there listening, Gino, yes, you have Marlene back, and I hope you two can get plenty of miles together, because hey, man, I love you too, man. You're family to me. But Joe Bev, same question. Where have you been that one of you two just threw your hands up and said, "Baby, I can't go any further," or I'm done. I'm worn out.
Well, we learned a life lesson back when we were young, and I don't even know. We might have been back on a Road King back then. It's been so long, but we learned in Tuba City, Arizona, that Beverly needs to either have a reservation for a hotel, or when it gets dark. When it gets dark, either I have to have already be checking in a room, or I have to have a reservation, because in Tuba City, Arizona, we were by ourselves, and we sat in traffic for 2 or 3 hours.
So going into Tuba City, there's a bridge that you have to cross this bridge, and where we're right there, we could see the hotels, but there was a tractor trailer turned over on its side on that bridge and another car. We sat there for about 3 hours till it got dark for them to finally clear it up. And when we got into Tuba City, there was absolutely no hotels. And Tuba City's, 100 miles from nowhere,
In Flagstaff.
So we wound up having to ride all the way to Flagstaff we got to Flagstaff probably at midnight or later, after we'd already been riding for I don't know, since probably 4 o'clock that morning. Yeah, I would have just pulled over and slept, you know, at a rundown gas station or something. But
Hoka, hey.
yeah, well, this was
Bev ain't. We already know Bev ain't having
Hey,
that.
listen, we
probably
think
like
different.
2010
We
or
think
something.
different, man. If you
I
ride a
already
Hoka,
know.
hey, your thinking and riding motorcycle would definitely change. I'm
Bev
sorry.
ain't
Go
having
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
Bev
So
ain't having that.
that was our life lesson that we learned in Tuba City, and we still say that to each other to this day.
Mhm.
Like we've got to get somewhere before we get to Tuba City. Even if we're in Tennessee, we still say that, Tuba City. So
Tuba City.
I think because I was sunburned and freezing cold going to Flagstaff in the middle of the night. So, you know, I think you just the more you ride and the more that you know each other, and the better prepared you're going to be.
We had a tornado one time too, about 1 o'clock in the evening. She was ready to stop then also.
Yeah.
Right.
After the tornado, we pulled in this garage and got down in the grease pit with the mechanics under this big old tractor.
Right.
And the tornado finally went through the entire, around the garage was cleaned up. There wasn't no big truck parts and all that there anymore. But she said, I'm ready to get a room. And I was like, well, okay, whatever, you know. But we looked up the next little town. Actually, they didn't lose power or nothing. So we stayed the night in Hayes, Kansas. Yeah.
I think you just have to know your limits, and know, you know, when it's time to call it for the day. You know, you'll feel better after you get a snack and rest. Everybody feels better after a snack and rest.
Okay.
All right. You ready for a deep one now?
Listen.
Y'all ready?
It's been brewing. It's been brewing.
It's like, yeah. Okay. Now this is for all of y'all, except for Solo. Okay. Riding our motorcycles can be deeply personal and even a spiritual experience. How does that translate when you're riding together? And to follow up with that, just to throw it in there, do you find that it strengthens your bond as husband and wife?
I would say absolutely. I mean, I get to see stuff with him that, you know, for instance, we just came from Hawaii and we rented a bike there and we got to ride through what's called the Tunnel of Trees. And we rode in different places on the island. It's stuff that I want to share those things with only him.
But she didn't want to ride through the canyon.
Let's not talk about the canyon.
ID Bell.
Oh man.
But there are things like sometimes, even when he's been on the Three Flags Classic or he's done other trips, even he rode to Alberta, Canada, and I had to fly there. I was working in Montreal and I flew over. He'll say stuff like, you know, I wish that you were here because I want you to see this stuff with me. Like fields of flowers and mountains and things like that. So
That's it.
I'm glad that we get the chance to see those things together. And there have been times like when I've been afraid or whatever, I'm glad that I can be vulnerable with him because there may be, you know, people that I'm riding with that don't know me as well. He knows my limits and I trust him. So I know he's going to take care of me on the road. So, and we pray, you know, that's another thing that we do before all of our rides. And, you know, I'm definitely praying while I'm riding.
Right.
Sometimes for more reasons, you know, whatever. It's some of that going on. But I mean, I do think that, you know, riding, you have time to kind of detox from everything. And I also believe that riding together makes you fall in love more. I mean, it sounds wishy, but
I like that.
No. By all means, please.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah. So all the stuff that you see, all the experiences, the gas station, you know, time when we're talking or whatever. And again, we're talking on our headsets. Sometimes, you know, we'll be talking about things that, you know, maybe we didn't think about. And sometimes, you know, we may talk too much. But you also him too. Him too. Don't let him think that he's not talking.
I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, let's be positive. But
I love it.
yeah, but I think all that time is like really good quality time. So you're at home and you see each other, whatever. But on the road, it's just you're traveling with. And I know it sounds corny, but your best friend, like all the jokes we did.
Yes.
Who else do I want to see that with? I mean,
Right,
friends or whatever, but I really want to share those things with him.
Okay. Same question.
Yeah,
Same question.
I totally agree with her. I mean, you figure most husbands and wives, you only see each other a couple hours of the morning, then y'all both go to work, and then you see 2 or 3 hours at night, and then you go to bed. But when you're on I think what have we done? We've done right at a 3-week-long trip before. So I mean, you're together 24/7 for 3 straight weeks. You kind of got to get along with each other, or your life.
Yeah.
And I think we want to be together.
Yeah.
I think there maybe there's people that they can't get along for that length of time, but we do get along for that length of time. And we talk so much generally, like with our Cenas, like if we have a long day, like coming home from Baton Rouge the other day, we talk so much that we have a spare set, so we just put those on. But
ran the battery out.
Yeah, we've got backup Cenas that we have to swap halfway through numerous times. Especially mine, I guess, because I got mine turned wide open, but where I can hear it. But
I think it's really joy to be together, and you want to share those experiences with your person.
I've tried to talk Belvin into doing a hoka hey, and I stay in motel rooms every night.
Yeah, I'm not.
Now that was a cold trip.
Bev said no, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the reason why that question is real important and everything, because the slightest thing between spouses, and I know it's kind of difficult when you're both are riding on bikes, because now the husband got to watch his wife because we're protectors. But when you're riding two up, sometimes you have that extra touch. Like I like to reach back and just rub First Lady's knee. I just rub her knee and everything, especially if we can go over a bump, and those are the things that can bind us, husband and wives together, or significant others. You don't have to be husband and wife, significant others together when you're doing these rides and experiencing these things that like Sonny said, that I only want to do this with my spouse. I only want to do this with him. I only want to do this with her. And that's just awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. This has been a great discussion. It really has. I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yes.
Typically we're upbeat, we're laughing, we're having a good time joking, but tonight, folks, we're literally sitting here taking notes and just hearing a different perspective about it. I typically ride solo. I have ridden with my partner. So I have experienced that before. I know how it is. I've had someone to go down, and you're terrified. You don't get that thought out of your mind. When the person is riding behind you, you're always thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, your eyes are in the rearview mirror just as much as they are looking forward. So that does play a factor. And thank goodness you two haven't had any serious accidents or anything like that while you've been riding as a couple, or
not as a couple,
individual
my
bikes.
Just been by myself. So.
and let me Carmen, just real quick. When something you just said, Solo, you said that was a terrifying experience, and I see that a Moose is on, and I know years ago he was riding with his wife, and his wife went down, and I know it was real hard for him to see his wife go down and then have to deal with that. And that's another aspect of riding with like what Sonny and D-Bell would do, riding side by side, because you're focusing, okay, she can ride or he can ride, but you still got that extra something that you got to keep looking back to make sure they're okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, my wife,
That's
she
right.
likes to ride.
You never lose that. You never lose that instinct.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sonny likes to ride behind me. She doesn't like to ride in front of you. And I tell her, and she'll tell you, I'm always looking in the rearview mirror because I can tell you any second what she's doing. Like I'll say, okay, Sonny, come up a little bit, or do this or this. I always communicate with her before I'm going to turn or before I'm going to do something. Let her know what's going on, and I'm always watching. I'm definitely watching the cars and stuff behind her to make sure that they're doing something. I'll let her know, hey, that car right there, he's, and she says I guess I am overprotective sometimes. The only time I ever get what we might call like a road rage, if I see somebody do something that I don't like,
It cuts me off.
Oh, it's
on.
I admit, I go from 0 to 100 real quick, and I'm trying to control that.
Yeah, sweet. People think E-Bell is so sweet. Okay. Right.
Hey man, that's, it's that instinct. It's that protected instinct that you have. And it's heightened.
Right.
It's heightened even more when you're riding with your partner because you know the danger, you know the risk, and you take those precautionary measures because that's what you do. You are a protector out there. Same thing for Joe and Bev. I mean, how do you two deal with that?
I think he makes me ride in front, so like he can watch me and he's not pushing me all the time. So I have experienced, he wrecked, he totaled in 18 on the Hoka and I was actually in Lawton, Oklahoma. Right. There. So like that fear that you get but he was able to get up from the wreck and actually FaceTime with me immediately. Right. So I knew, that he was okay. And the Lord sent a nurse to be the first person on the scene. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So, and she actually gave me a full report on him. And so I think that, that fear it's real fear. It is absolutely, you're right. It'll never leave you.
Right. Right. When David is on these long rides, like he just did the Four Corners, the Three Flags Classic and 21 Missions. He's going for the Triple Crown for the SCMA.
I got it. Now I just got to send it in.
Right.
So during that time, so it's when I'm riding with him, I don't worry about him as much. That's right. He's still pending. But when I'm riding with him, I'm not really worried about him because he's really focused on me. Not that it's a selfish thing that I'm wanting him to focus on me so much. But when he's doing these rides alone, then I'm on pins and needles and I can track him and, we talk while he's riding, but it's not the same as me being there to, ride with him on these rides. I know what's going on, but when it's unknown and he's clear across the country, then it's much harder to, visualize what's going on because I can't see him. So that's actually hard for me. So I'd rather be with him. I mean, I'd rather be with him anyway, because like Bev was saying that they're together all the time anyway. I work from home now. I used to travel for work, but we're together a lot. And so for him to be doing these rides, it is a little bit nerve-wracking. So I'm working on how to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've been at this for about an hour now, and we're going to start heading into our wrap-up questions. Logic. I'm going to go ahead and let you shoot that first wrap-up question to our couples tonight.
Okay. It's real simple. What advice would you give couples who are thinking about taking up riding as a shared activity? What would you say to them?
Who are you asking?
Oh, go ahead, Joe and Bev. Joe and Bev. Joe and Bev.
We're all sitting around. If we had a table, we'd all be sitting around the table. So
go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let
Joe.
My thing on that would be like make sure whoever you're with actually wants to ride.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
A lot of times, a person you get with, they may not be into riding, but maybe they'll seem like they're interested in you, and all of a sudden, okay, well, I'll ride. But to me, if you're not a rider, if it's not in you, it's, don't even try it. Like I said, we all know a lot of people where you see them out there all by themselves all the time. Like, where's their other part? But their partner supports them, but they're not a rider. Don't, if it's not in you, don't do it. Don't just do it because your partner does it. And if you get with somebody who doesn't support it, you're making a mistake. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I mean, before we even got together, we both knew each other for a while, but we didn't know each other like that. But I made it perfectly clear when we first got together. Hey, this motorcycle thing, this is you know. I
And
mean,
I've said it's me too.
you know,
So
don't try to take me away
yeah.
from it because it's something I'm not going to change.
And both of us
Unless
have
I
been
want
through
to.
that same scenario where we were with people that had motorcycles and didn't really want to ride, but they just kind of did it just to kind of
Like be on the scene or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but yeah. So both of us have been riding long enough to know that we were really into motorcycling as a long time. It's a lifestyle now.
Yeah.
Right.
For us.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Joe and Bev.
Yeah,
Yo, Bev.
so I've always been. I'm a lifer. I was born and raised on a motorcycle. So then, whenever me and Belle first got together, you know, she wasn't. She'd never been around motorcycles. So you know, it was one of them. You know, is she gonna like it or not? But it turns out that hell, she may like it just as much, or if not more than I do. So
Right.
One thing I have, you know, for couples, the bike needs to be equipped for couples. I mean, the more comfortable you can make it for the passenger, I think the better. I've got Beverly's. Our tour packs moved back 4 inches. We got.
I should have met you before I put my wife on my bike.
You know, I'm a believer in backrest. I would never ride a motorcycle 2-up without a backrest because it's just one thing, it's unsafe, but another, to me, it's just uncomfortable because the passenger's holding on to you and it's pulling you backwards all the time. So
yeah.
And your armrest that you showed me the other day.
Yeah, the armrest.
I love that on the back. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. And she's got her cup holder and she's got a place to hide her junk. I don't know, or lipstick and whatever. All kinds of crap.
Yeah. And I think it's important. Even though you are 2 people, you have the same agenda. So we're starting out, and this is the agenda that we have. If you pick up other riders on the way, you know, if you pick up a dozen other people, and we've done that, we've made a group go across the country with us that didn't really have the same ambition that we had, and it was
or the riding skill or the
disaster.
I guess the gear, the setup, you know.
So it was harder. So Joe and I do really well by ourselves, and we've been to other countries. We've ridden everywhere, and we do really well by ourselves.
200-300 miles a day really makes me tired. You know, I can do 500 to 700 all day, you know, for weeks, but 200 a day, I get so tired at 200 a day that I can't handle it.
Man.
So better not to ride.
I gotta go further. I gotta go further.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like stopping every 50 miles for an hour.
No.
And then ride 50 more for and then stop for an hour again to, you know, 2-hour lunch.
So typically, how long is one of your stops? You know, and this for both couples. How long would you typically take a stop, a rest stop?
It depends. Like when we were riding, say this weekend going to Baton Rouge, there was a couple of times I keep a credit card in my sleeve on my jacket. I'll pull right in beside a gas pump, swipe it, pump gas. Me and her, neither one will get off the bike, and we'll go another tank. I mean, we can ride 400 to 500 miles, you know, without stopping, basically.
And then you have
you
to
two
stop.
are pretty much in sync.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
But you two pretty much know that, hey, baby, we're not going to stop right now. We're just going to keep on rolling.
Right.
We call it a
slosh and go or gas and go.
Yeah. And it's just easier for me to, like, you know, if we're going to be riding all day long, like the other day when we rode home from Baton Rouge, we left at like 8:30 in the morning and got back here home at like 7 o'clock in the evening. And we stopped and ate Cane's, the chicken place in Mississippi. That was really good. That was my first time eating Cane's. But so I mean, we made it a few good stops, but it was, you know,
about 600 miles. I think.
It's not
we
that
done
bad.
like, you know, 10 hours, 600 miles, 10 hours. I mean, just leisure.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
Well, for us, it depends on, like I said, it really depends on how far we're going to go that day. Like I said, if we're going to do, you know, let's say, okay, like we're going to go to Daytona next week. We know we got all day to get there, so we'll probably have the bikes gassed up. We'll stop. Depends on what time we leave. We'll get breakfast. No, actually, we're leaving in the evening. So no, since we're leaving in the evening, she has to work So it may sound funny, but we're going to ride halfway. You know, we stop, get a hotel, get dinner and everything. And then the next morning we get up and we get there before she has to start work again. But now, like this weekend, going to Baton Rouge, like, you know, if we're going to go like 500 or 600 miles in a day, we'll decide, usually we'll eat breakfast, you know, and we stop, basically, like I said, get gas, 10, 15 minutes at the most, get gas, go. If somebody has to use the bathroom now, of course, or something like that, you know, you got to go, you got to go. We'll stop, but we don't generally like to stop long. We don't hang out. No, we don't like hang out at gas stations. Not unless maybe there's some bad weather or something like that, or maybe something's going on. But generally, we, like I said, just stop, go, and keep going. I like to get at the end of the day before you have a large meal anyway, because you know, a large meal slows you down.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now, if it's super hot, I like to. If it's really really high heat day, I will get off and go inside of the gas station, go into the beer cave, and sit in the beer cave for 5 or 10 minutes or something.
That's the old trick right there.
I never knew that.
That's the trick going to Arizona. If you go to Arizona, hit that beer cave.
Loves out in the freezer,
That's new. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, we've been having a discussion on couples riding, individually and two up, from riding a Vespa to riding road glides to riding twin road glides, one special, one limited. Okay, I got it, Bill. But it's been a great conversation, a great discussion tonight. I thank both of the couples for coming on tonight. You know, we wanted to go in one direction, but it ended up going in another direction. But I'm super happy with it. Logic, how do you feel, sir?
I've learned something. I've learned what I've done wrong. That's why I told y'all. I wish I'd have met y'all before I put Lady D on that B ride. You know.
Well, I hope that everybody that
goodness,
this
folks.
weekend, I hope all of everybody that was there, we had a wonderful time, and it was wonderful. Reef and Solo, you do such a good job. I hope all of you guys know about the taco run.
Thank you.
The taco is wonderful. I can't. It is absolutely such a good time. It's in Medicine Park, Oklahoma, in April. And we never miss it. If we can, if we can absolutely be there, we're always there.
I've already got the cabins booked, so
I booked a hotel room.
Hey. You booked the hotel room, Dave?
I'm 11 miles away, but 11 miles is nothing, you know. What can I say?
Yeah. Lawton, he must be
man.
Yep, Lawton. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
hey folks, the annual taco run. Yes, they have limited accommodations, and then some people will be camping as well. Hopefully the weather holds. A couple of times the weather, you know, been not so great, but hopefully the weather holds. And they got a nice big camp. I think they got two or three campsites back there, right across the river. That's really nice, well kept, with outdoor facilities and everything. So you can camp if you go up there. The Small Mountain Taco Run. We were going to mention it. Big John Levins. Shout out to Big John Levins. He's like the master of ceremony, the big taco on the scene. So we're going to keep pushing that. We're going to try to get more people to come out. If you are interested in riding the Hoka Motorcycle Challenge, you need to be at the Small Mountain Taco Run, because that's where all the heavy hitters from the Hoka will be at. Past, present, future will be there. And the thing about it, in that environment, man, people are all about, you know, ask them questions, talk about, say, man, I was looking at the tracker. I saw you going over here. I saw you make this mistake. Share a laugh with them. You know, how did you correct yourself? How did you figure out that turn wasn't there at 23 miles or whatever case may be? And it's your chance to talk to these people. Hoka riders a different breed, but definitely make the Small Mountain Taco Run. You would definitely enjoy yourself. I want to thank our featured guests tonight, the Bells, Big Joe and Bev, the Tennessee 2, for coming on tonight. There was a couple of other couples that we wanted to try to bring on, but we weren't able to get through to them. Once again, Carl and John, we want to get you on. Gino and Marlene, we want to get you on. Sharif and Joyce, we want to get you on. and a couple of more couples. So we're going to 360, we're going to 180 Logic and come back to this
Yes, sir.
and do
We'll
another
come back to it.
episode, Couples
Yes,
Ride.
sir.
What do you say, sir?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Sounds good?
It sounds great.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
Well, we're gonna say farewell to you two. Enjoy your evening. We enjoyed you this weekend at the Ride to Eat. Definitely enjoy sitting and talk with you, Joe and Bev. Enjoy watching your energy, the bells. Enjoy that energy all night long, all weekend, man. It's super. Love you guys, man. And on that note, y'all have a good evening.
Oh, y'all have a great blessed evening.
Oh, and by the way, we got a swag bag. We're gonna have your swag bag. Don't forget, we're gonna have y'all a swag bag as soon as all our goodies come out. We're gonna have a swag bag from Riding with KSolo, the podcast with Logic.
Thank you very much.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Thank you for being our guest. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Logic.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, sir? How we doing, sir? How are we doing? Did we go over on time?
Yes,
Did we go over on time?
It was great conversations, though. It was great conversations, though. A lot of good information.
A lot of good information, folks. And there's still a lot of more information out there that we're going to get to talk about, to share with you on our platform. Riding with KSolo, the podcast with Logic. Hey, man, I enjoy seeing you this weekend. I know we didn't get a chance to do what we wanted to do, but, you know,
we had a great time.
Something where we're going to start coming together more as we cross this country together. There's a couple of events we're trying to put together that we're invited to.
Yes, sir.
The Proc is going to be coming up. We've been invited to the Proc.
What?
So shout out to the Proc. Yeah. Shout out to the Proc. So, hey, you know, folks, we're trying to get it together. Hope we have all our gear, and we're going to definitely try to set up and go live at the Proc this year.
Yes, sir.
My sister, Patricia Johnson, big bro.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight.
Thank you. Y'all have a great evening.
Y'all have a great,
like the
great
comments,
evening,
I love
folks.
the comments.
And
love the comments.
I love the comments.
I love the comments. Oh, my God.
Thank you for the comments, folks.
Yes, keep commenting.
You want to take a question? Let's take a question. If anybody got a question, shoot a question.
Everybody got a question.
Before we get off,
they were doing comments.
Where?
Okay, there was a comment. That's a comment. That's a comment. There's no questions. They're mainly comments.
It's your chance to get a question. It's your chance before we get off. The music is playing in the background.
Hey, yeah, that's like musical chairs. The music goes off, you know. You gotta find somewhere to sit down.
You better sit down. You better sit down. Dude, you're gonna be out. Shout out to Big Sarge for coming down to the RTE, man. Love you, Sarge.
Yes,
shout out
Sarge
to
said,
Hugo Benson.
Let me tell you what Sarge said to me at
what do you say?
at Harley-Davidson. Saw Sarge in there getting his bike worked on a little bit, and he says, Logic, you and Solo got a great show, man. Y'all set the bar high. He said, where y'all going from here? I said, wherever God takes us.
There you go.
But we love it. We love it. Sarge, that's what it's about, supporting each other. We love you, Sarge.
Yes, sir.
You know, we love you. I-10 to the end. We love it. We love it. We love it. Thank you, though.
Yep. I just want to send a big shout out to Low Key Hustle, man. Low Key, man. I thank you. You were helping out with keeping things moving as far as our pushing the patches and everything, man. Helping us out, being there for us, selflessly helping out. Shout out to Nasty Dahuru, man, who was taking out trash, helping us clean up, and then thank everybody for helping us clean up, because the thing is, folks, is we do not want to wear our welcome out when it comes down for the RTE. The host hotel has been working with us over the past 3-4 years. We've had no incidents, no issues. So thank you. 610, who came all the way from California. My peoples that come up from Sacramento. Thank you. Florida, from all over. I can't stress it enough. And I wanted to just publicly say this and publicly thank everybody for coming. We truly appreciate you. Logic,
Hey, man.
you know what time it is, sir.
I know what time it is, bro.
All right.
You started off
listen.
and I finish it.
All right. So listen, folks. Aspire to inspire. And if you do that, you'll definitely be legendary. Logic?
Hey, all you riders out there, ride hard, ride safe, but always, always ride on faith and keep it logical.
All right, folks. We're out here. Good night.